Human body is one of the most astonishing creations of nature. It can be considered as a marvelous unit of complex systems, functioning in synchronized format. Among all the vital organs, the human heart occupies a special position of interest. This lecture is dedicated to the location, structure, and the working of human heart. So, let's begin with an introduction to this vital organ, the heart. The heart is a muscular organ in most animals, which pumps blood through the blood vessels of the circulatory system. It is the first functional organ to develop. It starts to beat and pump blood at about 3 weeks into embryogenesis. An adult resting heart rate ranges from 60 to 100 beats per minute. So where is the heart actually located? You might have heard somewhere, it is to the slight left of the body. The human heart is situated in the middle mediastinum. The front surface sits behind the sternum and rib cartilages. The lower tip of the heart, also called the apex, lies to the left of the sternum. The back surface of the heart lies near the vertebral column, and at the level of thoracic vertebrae T5 to T8. Post learning about the position of the heart, let's now look at how it is attached to the circulatory system. The upper part of the heart is the attachment point for several large blood vessels, namely the venae cavae, aorta, and pulmonary trunk. So, post-viewing the blood vessel attachments to circulatory system, let's now come to the structure of the heart. To put simplistically, a heart's structure can be said to have 3 components: the blood vessel attachments, the 4 chambers, and the 4 valves. We have already discussed the blood vessel attachments, so let's proceed with the 4 chambers of human heart. Here we bring back our heart image. Now, this is how the heart looks like as we remove the blood vessel attachments, that is, the venae cavae, the aorta, and the pulmonary trunk along with the valves. This image of heart can be divided into 2 sections, the upper part and the lower part. The upper section is composed of the right atrium and the left atrium. This is how the 2 arteria appear. Now let's focus on the lower section. As we remove the right and left arteria, we are left with what are called the ventricles. This is how the right and the left ventricles appear. While the left and right arteria are distinctly visible, it might be difficult to view the 2 ventricular chambers. To better visualize this, let's look at the cut section view of the heart. These are the left and right ventricles, which are separated by the interventricular septum. Now we append the left and right arteria to this image. Together, these form the 4 chambers of human heart. Let's now come to a very important component of heart, the valves. The heart has 4 specialized valves. This is how the valves sit within the heart chambers and perform their function of preventing backward flow of the blood. These four valves are the tricuspid valve, the bicuspid valve, the aortic valve and the pulmonary valve. To better view the position of valves, let's take an exploded view of the four chambers. Here we can see the right and left atria, along with the ventricles. This is the position of tricuspid valve. It lies between the right atrium and the right ventricle. Similarly, this is the bicuspid valve. It lies between the left atrium and left ventricle. As they connect the atrium to their respective ventricles, hence they are called the atrioventricular valves. Moving on with the remaining two valves, the pulmonary valve and the aortic valve are known as the semilunar valves. Let's discuss these one by one. First is the pulmonary valve. This valve lies at the exit of the right ventricle, and at the base of the pulmonary trunk. Next is the aortic valve. As we can see here, this one lies at the exit of the left ventricle, and at the base of the aorta. This concludes our discussion on the structure of the heart. We shall take a look at the working of the human heart in the sequel to this lecture. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed learning this lecture.